Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today we'll talk about the topic Introduction to Endocrinology. What do you mean by endocrinology? Endocrinology, as its name states, is a branch of biology and medicine dealing with endocrine system. Endocrine system, what does it mean? Endocrine system is a system which is made up of different endocrine glands that produce and secrete hormones. Endocrine system help in maintaining the homeostasis with the help of these hormones. So, what basically are hormones? Hormones are the signaling molecule in endocrine signaling pathway. These are the non-nutrient chemical which act as intracellular messengers and produce in a trace amount. So, what are endocrine glands? Endocrine glands are the ductless gland of endocrine system, secrete their secretions directly into the blood, as we talked earlier. So here, now we are going to discuss the different endocrine glands present in a human body. First, we are talking about the hypothalamus. As we can see, here is the hypothalamus, and it is lying below the thalamus. That is why it is known as hypothalamus. The hypothalamus, it mainly produces the ADH and oxytocin hormone and different regulatory hormones. The regulatory hormones, they work and regulate the production of anterior pituitary, while the ADH and the oxytocin hormone, they are produced in the hypothalamus, but they are stored in the posterior pituitary. Mainly the hypothalamus secrete 9 hormones. 7 act on anterior lobe of the pituitary gland and 2 stored in the posterior pituitary, as we just discussed. Now, pituitary gland. Pituitary gland is also known as hypophysis. It is a pea-sized gland. It is attached to the hypothalamus by a stalk infundibulum. As we can see here, the pituitary gland is attached to the hypothalamus. This is a hypothalamus and this is pituitary gland. Okay, and this narrow pathway is this is the infundibulum, and the pituitary gland lie in front of the pons. Okay, so now it is having 2 lobes, anterior and the posterior pituitary. If we see here in the anterior pituitary, this one is the anterior pituitary. Okay, so in the anterior pituitary we saw that this works with the help of the portal system. Okay, so and this portal system is known as hypothalamo-hypophyseal portal system. And the posterior pituitary, on the other hand, work on the neural system, which is axon of hypothalamic neuron. So let's see the different hormones secreted by the anterior pituitary. Anterior pituitary is secreting these hormones, that is the growth hormone, prolactin hormone, FSH, which is follicle stimulating hormone, luteinizing hormone, thyroid stimulating hormone, and ACTH, which is adrenocorticotropin hormone, and MSH, which is the melanocyte stimulating hormone. Basically, the MSH here, it is secreted by the intermediate lobe of the pituitary. But in humans, the intermediate lobe of the pituitary is fused with the anterior pituitary, so it is thought that the MSH hormone is secreted with ACTH hormone. Okay, and the other hormone is endorphin. And we can see that the growth hormones, its target cells are bones, and the prolactin hormone act on the mammary glands, and the FSH and LH act on testes and ovaries, TSH act on the thyroid, and ACTH act on the adrenal cortex, MSH act on the melanocyte cells, and endorphin act on the pain receptors in the brain. Now, if we talked about the posterior pituitary, the hormones of the posterior pituitary, they are produced in the hypothalamus only, and they are just stored in the posterior pituitary. So these are basically the two hormones, ADH and the oxytocin. ADH is the antidiuretic hormone. It acts on the kidney tubules and help in the water retention. And oxytocin, it acts on the mammary glands and the uterine muscles. Pineal gland. As you can see here, this is the pineal gland and it is located under this thing. This is the corpus luteum. And we can also say that the pineal gland is located on the roof of the third ventricle, which is forming a pineal stalk. The roof, this is the roof of the third ventricle of the forebrain, which is forming this pineal stalk. This is the pineal stalk, and over the top of the pineal stalk here, like this is the pineal gland. This is how the pineal gland lies on the pineal stalk. Okay. So the pineal gland, we can see here the hormone released by this is the melatonin, and melatonin hormone is also known as the sleep hormone as it regulates our sleep cycle. So now we will talk about the thyroid gland. Here you can see this one is the thyroid gland. It is a butterfly shaped and a bilobed structure, right? And the two lobes are joined by isthmus. This one is isthmus, and it is located in the front of the larynx and upper part of trachea in the neck. It secreted basically the three hormones T4, T3, and calcitonin. T4 is also known as thyroxine hormone. T3 is also known as triiodothyronine hormone. So now we will talk about another gland, which is the parathyroid gland. As you can see here, the back view of the thyroid gland, and on the back of the thyroid gland we see these four P-shaped parathyroid gland. They are tightly clinging to the lobes of the thyroid gland. So we can say that they are clinging like limpet to the posterior surface of the thyroid lobe. As limpet is a shellfish sticks tightly to the rock. That is why I am saying that they looks like they are like limpet to the posterior surface of the thyroid lobes, as they are also tightly clinging to the thyroid lobes. So parathyroid gland is secreting the parathyroid hormone, which is helping in for calcium and phosphate. Talking about this one, this is the thymus gland. As you can see, thymus gland is located in upper chest near the front side of the heart, and the thymus undergoes atrophy during adulthood, and it secretes the hormone thymosin. And the thymus gland is basically the primary lymphoid organ, as everyone knows. And now we will talk about another endocrine gland, that is the adrenal gland. Adrenal gland, as we can see, that these are the adrenal gland. These on the top of the kidney, seems like that they are the hat of the kidney, right? So these are the adrenal glands. Adrenal gland have the different regions, that is the cortex region and the medulla region. Adrenal gland are covered by outermostly by the capsule, and the cortex region of the adrenal gland, it is secreting different hormones like cortisol, aldosterone, glucocorticoid hormone. Cortisol hormone is for stress, aldosterone for sodium reabsorption, and glucocorticoid for carbohydrate, protein, and fat metabolism. Now we will talk about the medullary region. The medullary region of the adrenal cortex is secreting adrenaline and non-adrenaline or epinephrine or non-epinephrine hormone, which are the flight and fight hormone, right? Now we goes to the another endocrine gland, which is kidney. have talked about the adrenal gland which is present over the kidney. Now we are going to talk about the kidney. So we can see here that kidney is secreting three hormones basically: the erythropoietin hormone, renin hormone, and 125 dihydroxyl cholecalciferol hormone. This hormone is also known as the calciferol hormone. As calciferol is active vitamin D, that is why its another name is 125 dihydroxy cholecalciferol. Now we will talk about different hormones of digestive tract. As you can see, the gastrin hormone, the secretin hormone, and the CCK hormone, whose full form is cholecytokinin hormone, and the another hormone is somatostatin. All these hormones help in digestion process. Now we go to another endocrine gland, that is pancreas. Pancreas, as we know, do both function. It is endocrine and exocrine gland. So for endocrine functioning, it have the islets of Langerhans present in the pancreas. Here, and this one is the pancreas, as you can see. This is pancreas. Right? Pancreas is lying below the stomach, next to the duodenum, and the islets of Langerhans have these different type of cells like alpha cells, beta cells. It also have the delta cells and F cells. Okay, so the alpha cells secrete the glucagon, and the beta cells secrete insulin. The delta cells secrete somatostatin, and F cells secrete pancreatic peptide. Now we will go to another endocrine gland, that is gonads. The gonads of male and female, they also act as endocrine glands. The gonad of male, that is testes, this one is testes, and the gonad of female, that is ovary. They also secrete different hormones. The testes secretes testosterone and inhibin hormone. Ovary secretes estrogen, progesterone, and inhibin. And even the heart also acts as the endocrine gland. It secretes atrial natriuretic peptide hormone, which help in decreasing the blood pressure. So these are the different endocrine glands present in a human. Uh, Thank you so much for watching my video. Please like, share, and subscribe, and press the bell icon for more updates. Thank you.